everybody, it's Wes with Fundamental Games, here for another Fun in 5, doing a Kickstarter review. Today I'm talking about Weavlings in the Wild, a puzzly solo card game of meat, murder, and weight gain. This is made by a gentleman named Jonathan Fleek, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, sorry Jonathan, with Atomic Automaton. It's his first created game, although he has been in the gaming community for a little bit of time now. And so I wanted to share this game with you for a few different reasons, and I'm going to go through them. 5 things that I like about this Kickstarter. So let's start off. The first thing I like is this new creator, Jonathan, has a wonderful background in the community already. He's helped read others' rule books, playtest games, give feedback on other people's pages. I see him making comments and asking questions on a regular basis. And if you kind of scroll down to the lower part of his page, he talks a little bit about what he wants his goals to be in his company. So let's take a look at that. If we can get all the way to the bottom. Atomic Automaton, that's a little tongue twister, believes in creating worlds and diverse characters that we'll care about. Games built from the ground up with lore around every artifact, creature, character, and mechanic. Games built with love, but not with blind love you have for your dog after it eats your Simon promo plastic minis. So just reading through his bio and kind of company premise there, you get a bit of an idea of who this Jonathan is and what he's looking for. But what I really like is what he stands for. It's ready when it's ready, making sure that the game that he releases won't be without proper playtesting and seals of approval, a story-focused design, no exclusivities, cohesive intellectual property, this kind of world that he's created, diversity being the bare minimum, gameplay transparency, including print and plays, videos that he has. I've checked out the Tabletop Simulator mod. The rulebook is available, so I really like how his presentation, even for his very first game, is all out there and really willing to show everything that he and his company is about. A lot of thank you and appreciation to people that have helped him along the way also. So that's the first thing I like is the creator himself. It's his first game, but he certainly shows a panache that you don't see in all creators. Second thing I like is this cute but kind of creepy look to the game. These Weavlings in the Wild. I'm not going to play the video because the sound will drown me out. But I do like the art style and the theme of the game. You are this trapper character that is going about the tender wilds trying to stop these beasties by getting creatures, turning them to meat, and luring the Weavlings. There's spirits, there's traps, there's all kinds of neat little things in this game, and it's all very thematic. And if you take a look at the Tabletop Simulator mod, which is, like I said, available now, the art really shouts out at you in this unique style. It reminds me a bit of Where the Wild Things Are kind of art style, and just kind of grabs you in many different ways. So I just like what I saw there. If you look through the initial deck that they have here, you can see the Varglers, you can see the spirits, you can see the events that are made up of moons, the Koraxakal. I can't know if I can pronounce that right, but it looks like they're characters specifically made for this game, which is nice, unique, and different, instead of playing off traditional tropes or whatnot. So that's the second thing I like is the cool and unique, cute and creepy theme. The third thing I like is this game is just a single deck. If you look at what you get in the game, trying to find that little presentation, what's in the box, you get a rule book, and then you get a whole bunch of cards. It's pretty much all the game consists of is a big deck of cards. And that makes it easy as a solo game to put out on your table and play, bring to a restaurant and play, wherever it is you want to play it, or to your workplace or to the library. Whatever you happen to be doing with this game is very portable and very playable. Even the expansions that it talks about are all just card-based, so you don't have to worry about tokens or minis or cubes or anything like that when it comes to this game. So I like that solo, simple, card-based game. The fourth thing I like is that the game features multi-use cards. So if you've played a game like Friday is a good example of that, or trying to think of another game that has multi-use cards. I think there's I can't remember the name of it, but there's one where you are going through different phases trying to capture gems. But regardless, the game, if we go back to the Tabletop Simulator mod here, we can see that these cards do have some different perks, like the Weavling card on the bottom left. It has points, or kind of savior points. I can't remember the phrase for them. Your lost population. On the right-hand side is your meat. In the center could be wounds. If I'm misphrasing some of those, I apologize. But the point of my comment is that the cards have multi-purpose functionality behind them. So this card here, the yellow represents how fast is that creature going to act at the end of a round. The blue represents the meat that it'll provide if you're able to capture it, trap it. The red represents the wounds if it happens to be on the left-hand side. And those wounds are going to rotate during certain events of the deck. So this creature that is a 1 wound could eventually become a 4 wound down the road. I can't zoom in it because then it automatically flips, but you can see how over time it could become more devastating than it is when you start the game. And it's the same with your learned population. These little hearts represent if they're still willing to stick with you or not, and things happen where you have to rotate it counterclockwise. And if the heart breaks, you have to pay a meat, or it runs away in fear and ends up actually turning into lost population, which is the number on the bottom left of the card. So all that being said, I can't teach the whole game in this couple of minutes, but I did want to share that these multi-use cards are a really cool mechanic of the game, making each card more than just a one-time use or one thought strategy behind it, because you got to look at what's on the board and how those things are going to interact, not only this turn, but also potentially in future turns. So that is that. And then finally, I want to talk about the expansions. I did mention it earlier, but the game does have expansion possibilities available almost right away, I think. Has the Zadera's Baubles and Brews expansion, which gives you additional traps and abilities. And then it does have a Star-Touched Predators expansion, which has different events and different beasties. The Strixlius and the Iwakik. Very unique names, very unique creatures. But those are available to get right from the get-go. You can see here you can get the Weavlings in the Wild core game, or if you back for different pledges, you can get different perks for the game as well. So there you have it. That is Weavlings in the Wild by Jonathan Flieke of Atomic Automaton Games. Definitely check out the Kickstarter, watch the cute little video, and see if this is something you might want to back. It's already funded. It has about 2 weeks left to go, so you certainly have time to get in on it at this price and get the first copies of it that'll be available to the market. As always, thanks for watching, and take care.